Hi and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali, an early retired teacher, currently living well on my small teacher's pension. And today is a Foodie Friday video where we're talking about some aspect of food and shopping and how we can save money by planning ahead, bulk buying, batch cooking and just generally being organised with our food in order to save money. And today is the first Foodie Friday in November where I said I was going to start talking about how to save money on Christmas food and thinking ahead and planning ahead to the best deals and the best buys in the run up to Christmas, because as we know, as soon as anything gets a Christmas label on it, the prices go up. So it's quite sensible to start thinking in November and prepping a few things and putting them in the freezer. And today we are talking turkey and trimmings for one person, or it could be scaled up to feed 4. So I think I've mentioned in a previous video that this year I will be cooking Christmas dinner for 4 people. So I'm trying out some ideas, obviously for myself and for the meal that I'll be cooking on the day, but also lots of you asked for some ideas if you are going to be on your own on Christmas Day and still want to do some sort of turkey-based Christmas dinner. And I'm going to preface today's turkey and trimmings video with, if you want to have pizza or curry or whatever the heck you like on Christmas Day, do it. Why not? There is no reason that you have to have turkey. You can wait until after Christmas when we all know that turkeys and all the trimmings get reduced because obviously, you know, the season has passed. So if you're not too fussed about it on the day, there's loads of alternatives you can have. Just suit yourself. But today I'm talking about a turkey and trimmings idea if you are on your own. And you can see behind me, it's a work in progress, but in my air fryer I have cooked a turkey breast stuffed with a little bit of sausage meat and wrapped in bacon. So I've been testing my air fryer for that. Probably there's a lot of you out there much more experienced at cooking things in the air fryer than I am, but we can talk about that at the end of the video. I'm also making a turkey pie, so my filling is just cooling down just now, so I'm going to start assembling that. Also in this video you're going to see me talking about getting the best deals from your supermarket at the moment. So I'm going to assume that you might not have access to yellow sticker bargains. So if you hunt around, you can still find good deals. So today I'm talking about Tesco and a couple of the deals that I have got and I'm using in today's meals. So I'm not doing a whole meal, I'm just doing the turkey and trimmings bit. But obviously here in the UK, in the run up to Christmas, all the supermarkets, all the major supermarkets now will be running their cheap veg, and it can vary depending on which supermarket you use, and obviously you have to use your loyalty card, but you'll be able to buy the traditional Christmas veggies, you know, your potatoes, sprouts, carrots, what else are they doing, broccoli, possibly cauliflower, cabbage. You can get all these things for between sort of 15 pence and 29 pence each. So really, if you're feeding yourself for 1 or if you're feeding 4, you could conceivably get all the veggies you need for under £1. So look out for those near the time. And I know lots of my savvy viewers stock up on these cheap veggies and prep them and freeze them for use into January and February next year and beyond. So today, let's assume that you'll be able to get the cheap veggies from the supermarket. And here are 2 ideas for turkey for the main part, and I'm also showing you what I do for some of the accompaniments. And most of the people in my family reckon it's actually the accompaniments, all the trimmings are better than the actual turkey bit themselves. So have a look at what I'm doing today and come back at the end of the video to see the end product. So as I mentioned in the introduction to this video, I've got my 12 Tesco Finest pork chipolatas. They were 2 for £5 at the moment on their offers of sausages and bacon if you use your club card. So I'm showing ways to keep the cost down that don't always involve, you know, like yellow stickers and so on. So if you don't have access to the times in supermarkets when they reduce things, this is a way you can still keep the cost down. So I have plumped for Finest because it is Christmas, so we're pushing the boat out a little bit. And the other pack of sausages I am going to use to stuff some turkey, which you're going to see in this video as well. So it ain't rocket science. All I'm going to do is wrap some bacon round my chipolata sausages, and then I am going to open freeze them, and then when they're frozen I will put them in a bag, and that will be them ready for my Christmas Day meal. Now, it really is not that difficult. I'm actually embarrassed to show you, but yes, all I'm going to do is wrap the bacon round. And the good thing about streaky bacon is it stretches a little bit and you can make it cover the whole sausage. So I think there was 16 rashers to 12 sausages. So I will show you what I do with the extra bacon at the end. And here we have our pigs in blankets, chipolatas wrapped in bacon, ready for the freezer. So that is one for me, one for my mum, and the rest will probably be for my son because he loves pigs in blankets. So these are about to go in the freezer. And as I said, I had 16 rashers of bacon to my 12 chipolatas. And I'm probably about to split my viewers. You'll either love them or loathe them. I have wrapped some prunes in half a rasher of bacon to make, now I think these are called devils on horseback. And if you wrap a semi-dried apricot with the bacon, I believe they're called angels on horseback. So let me know if you like these or not. So these are from my big bag of the dried fruit that I got with my Amazon voucher a few weeks ago. So these are now just going to go onto this plastic tray covered with greaseproof paper, and they're going to go in my newly defrosted and cleaned out freezer, which is now ready to start taking all my Christmas bits and bobs. So we're going to have a look at a turkey based dish that you can make for one person, or you can scale it up to do 4, I guess. It would feed 4. So this pack of British turkey mini breast fillets cost me £5.10 from Tesco. I've got the other 2 for £5 pack of sausages, and again it's the Finest ones. Now I've just checked on the website, the Finest bacon, the 2 for £5, now it's normally £3.50. That offer is running till January. Same with the sausage deal, 2 for £5. Sausages are £3 normally. Bacon's £3.50 normally. So the 2 for a £5 is quite a good deal. So I've got a pack of nice sausages. These ones are pork and caramelised red onion. You could mix the sausage meat with some dried sort of Paxo style stuffing mix as well. I do that, but for this recipe I'm not doing that today. So I am going to take out some turkey and I'm going to take the skin off the sausage and just use the sausage meat. And I'm going to use one of my little individual enamel pie dishes, also known as an ashet here in Scotland. If you're doing it on a larger scale, you could do it in a loaf tin. So to start off with, I have just lined my little tin pie plate with some foil, and I've stretched out some of the streaky bacon. Next, I'm going to add a little smear of cranberry sauce. I do normally make cranberry sauce myself, but at the moment, it's just the start of November, there are no fresh cranberries, and I haven't seen any frozen cranberries in the shops yet, but they will come soon enough. So, a little bit of cranberry sauce on the bacon, and then we're going to sort of layer the sausage meat and the turkey on top. Okay, so a little bit of cranberry sauce. I'm taking one of the mini breast fillets and I've just put it inside. And then all I'm going to do is I've skinned the sausage, so I've taken the skin off it. And all I'm going to do is break up the sausage into its meat, and I'm just going to stuff it down the gap in between the bacon and the turkey, and then a little layer on top. So I'm just going to clear in space. Right, can you still see that? Yes. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, yeah, it gets a little bit messy. Apologies to the vegetarians out there. All I'm going to do is pack it around. Now, I have seen a recipe where you can cut up the raw turkey into sort of strips, and then you can play around with the sausage meat and the turkey. I think I'm going to have to do another one. You don't want it too full. You could see probably cutting the turkey breast into strips would work if you were doing it in a loaf tin and doing it slightly bigger. Okay, so I'm just taking the skin off. I'm going to just do half a sausage more. And then I'm just going to squidge that. So basically the turkey is encased in the sausage meat. And then all you're going to do is stretch the bacon over it, so it's wrapped up, but because it's in the little pie dish, sorry, can you see that? I mean, you could do it fancier, you could do it crisscrossy. There we go. And it's just going to go in the air fryer. And to be honest, I don't know how long it's going to take because I've never done an individual one and I've never done it in the air fryer. So I'm going to start off about 20 minutes, 180, and then if I feel the bacon's getting too crispy, I can wrap the foil round it. So it's just about to go into the air fryer for about 20 minutes. So editing Ali here, I did not realise that the noise from the air fryer was actually drowning out what I'm saying here. So I've chopped up one of the turkey fillets and I've broken up a sausage and chopped up some mushrooms. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to gently fry them off in the pan to create a pie filling. So I started off with the sausage meat, and I had hoped that the fat would come out of the sausage meat and would be enough for me to fry off the turkey breast and the mushrooms as well. So you'll see what I had to do shortly. So I'm just dusting the turkey meat with a little bit of flour, so that when I add liquid later on to it, I it creates a slightly thicker sauce. I'm not adding cream or creme fraiche or anything to this. It is just the natural flavours of the meat and the mushrooms. Now, I did have to add a little bit of oil here before I added the turkey to it. So just bring that up to a hotter temperature, and then I'm simply browning the turkey. I'm not completely cooking it. It will get cooked when I add the liquid later on. So just browning off the turkey, and then I'll add the mushrooms, and then I will add some water out the kettle, and I think I added about half a teaspoon of my marigold stock powder. And that's it. There are no other flavourings in this pie filling. So yeah, it really was noisy. So apologies if I've been, if I was saying something really fascinating and interesting here. But as I said, I had to take the audio sound off. So in go the mushrooms, quick saute, and then I realised there's still not enough moisture in there, so I've just pulled some butter out the freezer and I'm adding a little bit to the pan. So really the butter and the flour from the turkey is creating a roux, which will then slightly thicken the mixture once it's been cooking for about 5-10 minutes. I try to make all the pieces the same size so that they cook at the same time. So all I'm going to do here is add some boiling water, and then all I do is I let it simmer for about 5-10 minutes until the liquid is absorbed, and then I will cool it in the fridge before I add it to the pie filling, which you'll see later on. Okay, so here is the cooked turkey wrapped in bacon. I ended up doing it 20 minutes in the air fryer at 160, and then I took off the foil on top and just crisped up the bacon. So it was about 25 minutes in the air fryer. If you're doing it in the loaf tin, obviously that takes longer. I will link a proper recipe with this sort of idea that I did find after I thought of this idea. A good way to judge if your turkey is cooked inside is to have a meat thermometer, and it should be 165 Fahrenheit or 74 centigrade, I think, according to your meat thermometer. It has been sitting for about 10-15 minutes. So the juice is now coming out. And there we have a perfectly cooked piece of turkey. We've got our sort of stuffing round about it, a little bit of cranberry sauce, and the nice crispy bacon on top. Now, obviously, if you were doing the big loaf tin version, you'd be able to cut it into nice chunky slices to serve for your main meal. Okay, so here is our pie base. It's just my own homemade short crust pastry. I'll leave a link to a video that I did on this. You can buy shop bought pastry if you wish. Here is the cooled pie filling. It's just the chunks of turkey, sausage meat, and some mushrooms. And literally all I'm going to do is spoon it in there, put a lid on it, and then it's going to go in the freezer. The pastry is uncooked, but the filling is cooked. So when I come to cook it again on the day, I will brush it with egg, and I'll leave a picture of the finished product at the end. So if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much. Here is the finished pie, and that will now go into the freezer to freeze, and then I will wrap it up in cling film or foil or greaseproof paper and it will be defrosted and cooked at a later date. So I still have 2 turkey fillets left. I will probably just dice them up and put them in a stir fry, but if anyone has any other festive style suggestions for the little mini fillets, you could bash them out flat and cover them with stuffing and all sorts and roll them up. That's another idea you could do. I think, I might be wrong, I think Frugal Queen does something like that. She bashes out turkey fillets and does something. I could be wrong, apologies Jane if that's not what you do and it was someone else. But there are cheaper ways to have turkey on the big day if that's what you want without spending a small fortune. So I hope some of these ideas are of use to you. Any questions, just ask below in the comments. And of course, if you have any tips and tricks for turkey and trimming ideas, let me know below. And if you've spotted any bargains, obviously I can't get to all the supermarkets, but if you know of any other good deals on turkeys, sausages, bacon, sausage meat, if you've spied cranberries anywhere, let us know. And remember to always come back and please do read the comments. Honestly, you're so supportive of each other as well as giving me ideas and tricks and information. And of course, I'm still learning with my air fryer. So if anyone can give me any hints and tips on cooking the turkey in the air fryer, I will not be offended in the least if someone tells me there was another way I could have done it. As I say, I'm always learning, but for an individual portion of turkey, for an individual pie, the air fryer is amazing. So thanks for watching, and I will see you again on Monday. There may be extra videos start dropping occasionally as I make lots of little things for Christmas. So have a lovely day, have a lovely weekend, stay safe and warm wherever you are. And Luna and I, she's lying on the mat with her nose like that in a huff because I'm not giving her any turkey. Luna and I will see you again on Monday. Bye for now.